Hi, everyone. My name is Rochelle, and I'm here with the beautiful Chiketa. We're here to talk about her role in the Marcus Wallace film, My Younger Self. So, I have a few questions for you today.
I'll
So,
answer.
what kind of drew you to the character in this role?
You know, when I first saw it, when he had the casting call, I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, hey, this is, something that would be beneficial to me because it kind of reminds me of my younger self.
Right.
When I was like 16, 17 years old, because I actually had like a dream and a goal that I had, turned away from, and then decided to like, hey, you know what? Let me just keep going, keep on pushing. So I was like, yeah, let me see what this is talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can really relate to the role.
Yes.
So I have a question for you. So what would you tell your younger self now?
Oh my God, not to give a shit. Can I say shit?
Well, you just did.
Not give a crap about, what people say, because I was the type of person to always like, you had people in your ear like, well, you should do this, or you should do that, and a people pleaser.
Right.
And sometimes you just got to stop people pleasing.
Right.
And do what makes you happy. That's what I'm doing now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what did you do to prepare yourself for the role?
Oh my goodness. Practice, and practice, because this is my first time working with him, and the recent projects that I had, I never had any lines. So
so this was a big challenge for you.
Yes, that was the challenge. And from my other peers, other actors and actresses, like, okay, just study, practice in your sleep. So that's what I did.
Right.
And I couldn't get any sleep because I tried to practice in my sleep and it was stuck in my head. So that's how I prepared myself. And then with the help of my oldest son as well. He helped with that too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you see the character evolving throughout the film? Were you able to like personally relate to the evolution of the character as you played the role?
Yes, ma'am, I did. It was almost like, hey, I'm mad at you because you didn't do this and this and that, and you should have just stuck to what you know and all that. But hey, hey, this is something that I want to do. This is my goal. This is my passion now. So just deal with it. I mean, you're my younger self for a reason. So, I mean, you evolve. Everybody grows, and, you have to evolve eventually. And but I do believe like the passion that she has is still a little bit something left in there. It's still deep in there somewhere. So,
awesome. Yes. So what did you find most challenging about the character?
You know what? The character was kind of complex. I ain't even gonna It was like she was kind of like in the midst of like, okay, do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? And it's like, okay, girl, what do you want to do? Like, you want to do this, but then you want to move here and you want to do that, but then again, you change your mind like, hey, I'm going to go do this now. It's like, make up your mind, woman, what you want to do.
Are you a pretty decisive person personally?
It depends. I would say it just depends on what the situation is.
I know that I can never make up my mind, so I can relate to that character.
Hey, we're women.
Exactly.
We're women. We can't never make up our mind.
What type of characters do you feel like you most connect with?
Ooh.
Or what is your ideal character to play?
Oh, just like I was telling Marcus when he was interviewing me, I said I want to play one of those like villains.
Oh,
kind of like split personalities.
Interesting.
Because I say, you know what, I got a lot of anger in me, and I want to put that on film. And I said, I promise you, I'm not crazy. I'm not a crazy person. But that's the type of role that I could see myself playing.
Wow, that's interesting.
Like I'm a horror buff.
Okay.
So.
Okay, great. So how do your work with the directors that align with your portrayal of the character, with the overall vision of the film? Do you feel like you guys were all on the same page in terms of how you wanted to present the character and how they wanted the character to be portrayed?
Yes, I believe It's all about teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like the director or like telling you what to do. I mean, from being in this business since last September, I started my journey last September. So being in the business, like, it's not just about like, okay, this is how I want it done. And Marcus, he's more so like he's open to, hey, okay, well, how do you think we should do it? Or, okay, that sounds good. And he went with some of my ideas. So
great.
Yeah, he went with a few of my ideas. But it was a real blessing to be chosen for this film.
So what sparked this journey? Did you have a conversation with your younger self?
You know what I actually did? I did. You have like that one side, like, girl, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna make it to Hollywood. You ain't gonna do this. You just need to go ahead, work that 9-to-5 job and take care of them bills. But it's like now I have a passion. I have a drive. I mean, I'm 40 years old now.
Oh, wow.
For crying out loud.
You look great.
And I'm like, you're never too old to, pursue your dream. So,
that's awesome.
I'm a mother of 3 beautiful kids. One's 21, one's 15, and one's 12.
Okay.
And not only that, I'm going to school.
So
getting my bachelor's degree in human resource management. So yes, and doing acting. And I said, I'm going to make it to Hollywood. And I said, I'm going to do it without an agent because I don't have no agent.
Okay, good.
So I found him and I said, hey, one person show, one person film. Okay. I said, I'm ready for my close-up.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you were the perfect person for this role because you have a lot of personal experience to bring into and to feed into the character. So I think that was a very good casting call right there for that one. So how do you see your career evolving in the next few years?
Hollywood,
okay.
Y'all watch out. I'm just letting y'all know.
Hollywood or Atlanta. Tyler Perry's in Atlanta. We have the Tyler Perry Studios.
I heard Tyler Perry.
Dream big.
Off record, but I heard Tyler Perry is a little bit difficult to work with.
I'm sure we all can be. We all can be.
But that is a goal. I would like to be in a Tyler Perry film eventually, but of course you gotta, work your way up there. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I want this right here. So I've been doing like, a little background work. I've done commercials. I've done music videos and things of that nature. So yeah, I'm just. And
now you've done a Marcus Wallace film. Yes. So you're on the road. You're on the right path. So can you share your experience where a role you played taught you something about yourself?
That's a good question.
Or would this be?
This actually would be, because like I said, I never had a role, like my very own role. I've always been like background or, probably like a featured extra or something. But this one, yeah, definitely. But it had taught me, especially towards the end, it had taught me like, hey, you know what? Even though you quit something, you can always go back and, change it around, or you can still do it no matter what, even if it is on the side, because deep down you still have that drive and that passion for it. And that's what I feel like, because it's almost like in a sense of, I don't want to give too much away, but in a sense, what she wanted was something that I wanted when I was younger. Mine was modeling. So now my passion was, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be this America's Next Top Model and all this stuff. And then, after a while, I just got like, well, I'm never going to make it here, like this, because I'm in the wrong spot. And my grandma said, well, you got to be in California or you got to be in New York to be all that. You might as well just forget about it. So I forgot about it. And then who's to say 22 years later, here I am. and it's crazy. It's
perfect timing.
Yeah, it's perfect timing. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting old. I say, I ain't got that much time left.
Oh, you have time, girl. You have time.
I know it. But yeah, that's what I learned. Just keep going.
So you mentioned that you had 3 kids. Do you think that this is a movie that will inspire them as well? I
think so. I believe so, even though they're hard-headed at most times. They don't listen to mama. They don't, but if mama's in it, they're going to watch it. They're going to watch it.
That's
so
good.
I believe it will.
Okay. And we're going to wrap it up with one last question.
Yes,
what do you hope the audience is going to get from this film?
I hope that they get basically the moral of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's a message in every story. There's a message in every movie if you really focus and pay attention to it. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but y'all just going to have to watch it to find out and get what you can get from it. But I feel like it's going to be a good story, and people are going to learn something from it and learn something hopefully about themselves. So,
awesome. Yeah. So here we have Miss Chiketa in the new Marcus Wallace film. Be sure to check it out.